Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pear Press's YouTube channel. My name is Sarah. I'm part of the design team today, and I'm going to be creating a light up Think Shaker card. I almost said thank you card, which actually it could be a thank you card, but we're going to make a shaker card. So I am going to be using some pattern paper from my stash. This is Simple Stories and My Mind's Eye Wildflower collection. I die cut those papers with Emily Moore's doily shaker die, and then I cut a second piece of paper for the back of my shaker. I am going to stamp my sentiments onto the front of my card before I even get around to making the shaker part. I am using my Misty Catherine Pooler Icing on the Cake ink and another amazing stamp set from Emily Moore. And I am stamping this little sentiment. This is lots of love. This is one of my very favorite stamp sets from Emily. It has just beautiful, encouraging sentiments on it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use some vintage photo distress oxide ink and ink the edges of the top part of my shaker. You won't see the bottom part, so the bottom part doesn't matter. Now for the lights. Oh wait, acetate first. Forgot about the acetate. So I'm going to grab a piece of acetate from Brutus Monroe. And this is heat resistant acetate. If you ever feel like you want to heat emboss on your acetate, which could be super fun, this acetate will allow you to do that. I'm going to use it just as is today to make a shaker. So I'm going to grab my glue press. I'm going to put the acetate on the back of the top die, or the die. I'm going to push it down, make sure I have a really good coverage, that adhesive or that acetate is not going anywhere. And now it's time to play with the lights. Today I am using Pear Blossom Press's Twinkle lights. This is actually the first time I've used the Twinkle lights. It will not be my last. I thought it was so cool. I can't wait to play more with it, especially on a scrapbook page. But I was really wanting to do a light up shaker today. That was just, as soon as I started kind of brainstorming what I wanted to create for my project, I was like, I want to make a light up shaker. So there is the mechanism for the light. And you can kind of see how the lights all blink like on and off, like they twinkle. So I'm going to put the mechanism upside down on the bottom of my shaker. And what I did was this took a little bit of time, but I really just watched where my hands were, and I made it so that you pressed the middle of the sentiment, and that is right where there's a heart there. It says, the sentiment says lots of love, or I think lots of love. And then the heart is the O is a heart. So what I did was I set it up so that the middle of the sentiment is where you push for the twinkle lights to go ahead and get on. So now I'm working on the back of the card. The way that this light is set up is that the twinkle lights are on wires, which again, awesome, because I can manipulate them and move them. And what I'm doing is I'm putting the little lights on either side of that opening. So there'll be two lights on one side and one light on the other. And when the card is finished, you'll see that those twinkle lights are going to accent and kind of help to light up the focal point or bring attention to the focal point of my shaker card. So it'll light up the inside of the shaker with all the beautiful sequins, and then it's also going to light up the image, because I'm going to put an image right there in the middle. So once I have all the lights where I want, and I'm just using repositionable tape from Spellbinders to hold the wires in place, and then I'm going to cover the entire background with the world's best foam tape. So I started by cutting a long skinny strip and doing right around where the shaker is, and that helped me to be able, so I didn't put foam tape over the ends of the lights that are going to twinkle, and I got everything into place with the lights. And now I can just go ahead and fill in that whole section, the rest and around the mechanism, with the foam tape. And you can see here I'm just covering it all up. Once I have the foam tape exactly where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and fill my shaker. So I'm just taking, I think I used, well, sequins, lots of sequins. You can see my little sequin container right there. I am going to just fill my shaker pretty good. It doesn't have to be, it should shake, so you want room and space and everything. But once I have my sequence in place, then I'm going to place the behind piece, the background, right on top, ink up the edges again, and then there's our shaker. You can see how it lights up and how it twinkles. So cool. So next, I'm going to go ahead and take my shaker, put it onto a card base. I'm just checking. Once I get the lights in place on a card, I can't help it. Every time I kind of like play with it or whatever, I always have to go ahead and play with the lights like over and over again. I wanted to add a fun focal image to my card. Now, I could leave this card exactly the way it is. It's adorable. It's cute. It lights up. There's no reason why I couldn't use this card exactly as it is right now. But I need more. So I have this die set from Honeybee Stamps. I've had it for a little while. It makes the most delicate little rocking horse. It is so cute. And since my card had a very kind of vintage vibe to it, and that was by design, I die cut all these little pieces from specialty cardstock. The specialty cardstock is from the Paper Insiders subscription box number 12. So it has all these dark, rich kind of fall colors or rocking horse colors, depending on how you are, what you think, how your brain works. I die cut all these little pieces from the specialty cardstock. So all of these layers have, glitter or sheens, or some of them are pearlescent. Some of them just have a fun texture. And I am going to go ahead and put this rocking horse all together. And I love how it turned out. I love how detailed it is and how pretty it is. It's so gorgeous. It does take a little bit of, work to put together. I definitely think this is a piece for a card, sort of a, or maybe even like a pocket in a pocket page. I do think on a 12 by 12 layout, it would get lost. But I think on a pocket page, in a pocket page, or right on the middle of a card where it can really be the center of attention, I think that's where it is suited best to. So I'm going to go ahead and add all these little pieces, including the harness and the teeniest, tiniest little eye I have ever seen. Don't know who designs these teeny, tiny little pieces, but like the teeniest, tiniest little die cut eye. Look how cute. I love it. And then when you turn on the light, see how it's going to like just accent. It's going to bring your eye right to that gorgeous rocking horse. I grabbed the 12 by 12 sticker sheet from the same collection that I got the pattern paper from. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a couple stickers, a couple accent pieces to the upper left and lower right hand corners to kind of frame out and finish off my card. And then for embellishments, I'm going to go ahead and add a little, some more sequins. So while I do that, I will tell you that if you liked my video today, I would love it if you could give it a thumbs up. If you want to support Pear Blossom Press's channel or my personal channel, if that's where you're watching from, you can also drop an emoji in the comments. Today's emoji will be a rocking horse, so or a horse of any kind I'll accept. because that's how this works. I need to look at the emojis, which I do, by the way. I love it. I love how I know, like, did you know there's a unicorn emoji? I had no clue until someone commented with one. I was like, oh, hey, look at that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to add all those sequins. And then I picked up the card and realized that I had not, in fact, put the rocking horse down. So I'm going to do the rocking horse. And look, just so you see that, again, it's lighting up and it looks awesome. Check it. Oh, I love it. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, whether you are watching from Pear Blossom Presses channel or my personal channel. I hope you enjoyed today's project, and I will see you back again next month, right on the 19th. Bye, with another light up project.